Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to Sunflower Enlightenment Radio, where we're going to talk about love and everything and the above. So, guys, this week is about the word we're going to talk about, and the word that we're going to discuss this week is worth. Not necessarily that worth can tie in with value and monetary, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your actual worth. We're going to talk about stopping and listening and knowing who you are as a person and knowing your worth as a person, to not let anybody penetrate your space or your energy field to where they can make you lower your worth just so you can be compatible with them. And this just goes not for just for relationships, just for like a personal thing. So basically what worth is, okay guys, so what worth is to me is knowing your value, not just your value as a monetary thing, but knowing your value as, how do I deserve to be treated? Like, am I worthy to be treated like trash, or am I worthy to be treated like royalty? And to me, everyone should be treated like royalty. They should be treated on a high level of respect. But you have to understand in this life and that in this journey that we go through, that most people aren't really sure of what their worth is, because they've been talked about so bad. They've been judged. They've been bruised. They've been cast out. And they don't know how to build that worth back up for themselves. And that's not necessarily that worth, but build their self-esteem back up and say, hey, what is my worth? Like, I'm not sure. Like, son, how do I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. How do I know my worth? You just gotta know that you should be treated with the utmost respect. You should be valued. You should be treasured. You should be basically just be treated with respect. And you can't expect to be treated a certain way if you don't treat yourself that way that you're expecting. And the Webster Dictionary of Worth, and I really, really love this one. It's the value of something measured by its qualities or by the esteem in which it is held, or a moral or personal value. So basically, let's break it down here. This is what Webster says. The value of something measured by its qualities. So what qualities do you portray that gives you a high standard of worth, of worth for yourself? So you can't go around saying, excuse my language, oh, I'm a piece of crap, or I don't deserve that, or I don't need that, or I can't get that, or you always saying you can't do this. You're not being worthy of yourself. God wants us to have everything that our hearts desire, but it's up to us to have the worth to let ourselves know, like, hey, I'm worthy of that. I'm worthy of that Mercedes-Benz, or I'm worthy of that 2019 sports Range Rover, or I'm worthy of that big house, that 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house, mansion, or I'm worthy of that man, or I'm worthy of that woman, or I'm worthy of that job. Like, God wants us to have all of that, but it's us that are standing in our own way of getting that because we don't feel like we're worthy of it. And I go through days where I'm like, dang, I'm not worthy of this job, or dang, I'm not worthy of getting into this program, or dang, I'm not worthy of this, or I'm not worthy of that. But why do you keep saying, I'm not? Take those derogatory terms out of your vocabulary. Like, say, you know what? I am worthy of that. I do deserve that. I deserve everything that's possible for my highest good. Because if you talk positive self-talk to yourself, you'll feel better. Now, don't get me wrong. There'll be days where you'll be like, I don't feel worthy. But you know what you got to do? You just got to stop, breathe, relax, inhale, exhale, and say, hey, listen, I'm worthy of this. I deserve this. Nobody's going to tell me that I don't deserve this. And I'm going to give you a little story. And I always like to use this story, but I'll exclude the names. I won't say the people's names. But I've been in relationships where I thought it was okay to be treated a certain way. Like, I thought it was okay to say, oh, that's just his friend. What am I worrying about? Like, I would dumb down my worth. Like, I knew I deserved to be treated like a queen, like royalty. But I didn't know my worth at the time. Like, I just thought I was worthy of trash. Like, that's how I felt. Like, spiritually, that's how I felt on the inside. But as I went along and I self-reflected and I did all these things to better myself and to know my value and to know my worth, I was like, wait, I'm not tolerating that. And you will lose a lot of friends if you do not know your worth. I mean, you will lose a lot of friends because you will know your worth. Like, people won't even know how to approach you because you're so on a high of love and knowing your value and knowing your worth, that people who don't know their worth will be like, dang, she acting brand new, or she acting funny. No, you're not acting brand new, or you're not acting funny. You're acting like you know your worth, and you are portraying out there what you want God to bring to you. And God will bring it to you if you just know your worth. And back to the stories, like, I just used to always be like, oh, he's just not, it's okay, he loves me, or he loves me, it's all right, he's doing whatever. Lo and behold, they're on the other side doing what God knows what, doing everything. And I'm just like, eventually you get tired of it, you get fed up with it, that you're like, okay, whatever, here we go. And this just happened to me recently. So I have a job. Of course I have a job. I was working and I was just in a good space. I was happy. I was high on energy. I'm like, man, I'm ready. I'm doing all this great stuff for myself. I'm selling my teas. I'm having meditation classes. I'm feeling good. I'm on a high vibration. Like, nobody can penetrate this. And I'm just happy. If anybody knows me, I'm a preppy, perky person. And it's just like, oh, snap. Yep. Something's about to happen. I'm like, I'm just a high, perky person. And I'm at work. And I'm on the elevator. And I'm just vibing. Just smiling and happy. And everybody knows me. I'm perky. I smile at everything. But this one guy came up to me. And he's always been looking at me, and I can tell, and I'm just like, why do these random people just keep, like, why does this random dude keep staring at me, winking at me? Like, he's always said, hi, how are you? And but this was God testing me to see if I knew my worth and my value of myself. And I always relate myself to me being a red sport Range Rover, right? So I was like, I'm just going to crank my car up and see if, and test drive it just a little bit. Just back it out. Just teensy weensy back it out the driveway. Just a tad. And as soon as I did that, this man asked me for my number, which I gave it to him. And when I gave it to him, he was just trying to flirt, and then he would be like, "Oh, I want you, and I want to hang out with you." And I'm like, "What?" Well, I was like, "Well, I don't want anybody right now. I don't want to be in a relationship." He was like, "Well, I don't want to be in a relationship either." I was like, "So basically you just want to have sex." And with me, this whole people having casual sex thing, hey, if you want to do it, kudos to you. I'm not judging. But me personally, and how sensitive I am to energy and spirits right now, I do not want to do it at all, because that's just like, I don't want all those energies and entities on me. Like, I just want to be happy and stay on my high vibration of love. So long story short, I was like, I'm never giving my number out again. I'm never cranking up my sport red Range Rover ever at all, because it's not what's up. It's not the move. It's not, that's me diminishing my worth just so I can feel a satisfaction of being talked to by a guy. And trust me, we all do it. Women, men, we all do it. It's okay. It's just to sit there, to just say, hey, you know what? Let me, next time when someone asks me for my number, let me use my intuition. Let me say, hey, what is... Well, let me evaluate this situation. What's going on here? Like, do I really want to... And usually you can feel people's energy. Like, energies don't lie. Like, at all. At all. Like, they be dead on point. And when you call somebody out on their bluff, on their stuff, not their bluff, on their stuff, they get so mad. They get so upset. They're just like, But I was like, it's the truth. And we're so sensitive to hearing the truth. Like, even if you hurt my damn feelings, I would really want you to tell me the truth about myself. Like, I would really want you to say, hey, girl, what you just did right there, that wasn't cute. That wasn't cute at all. But it's just like, you did it. You knew your worth. You obtained your value. And I like to say it like this. The people that you hang around, if they're not going in the direction that you're going, or the path that you're going, cut them off. It's okay. It's like, you don't want to be the queen of that. Now, I don't want to call it mess or filthiness, but you don't want to be the queen of that filth and messiness if it's not serving you for your highest good. You want to move on and elevate and know your worth and be like, hey, I did that. I've done that. Let me move on to something new. Let me change my life. Let me go over here and say, wow. Okay. So this is what this is what high vibrations of love feel like. This is what knowing my worth is like. And when you know your worth, things will start happening for you. You'll start getting, God will start blessing you left and right. And all the people that you used to hang out with will be like, dang, wow. And if it's someone that you really, 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 really believe that needs your help, and you can normally tell and feel it, help them. Help them understand their value. Help them to understand their worth. Help them to see the good in themselves. And like, once you do that, you'll feel so good. It'll help you propel and feel better about yourself because you did a good deed. But don't do it because, I just want to look good in the limelight. No, genuinely do it because you want to do it. Like, and when you hang out with people who know their worth and who's very confident and very happy and content with themselves, you will feel like you as a person will feel good. You'll be like, oh, yep, I know my worth. I'm hanging out with people who know their worth, and they're helping me, push me, and motivate me to go out there and do all the things. You know what I'm saying? And ways that you can implement the worth of yourself is by stating affirmations and just looking at yourself in the mirror and taking a good look at yourself and saying, I am worthy. And saying that 3 times a day, you will feel so good. And I'm going to say this, there's going to be days where you're not going to feel worthy at all. But you know what you got to do? You got to just go back to your breath, breathe and relax, and say, you know what? I'm worthy. I deserve this. Even if there's a little trouble in the water, just know and understand that you deserve this. And to not be afraid of knowing your worth, and not being afraid to cut off the people who don't know your worth, but you know it, but they don't know it. They just want to dumb you down and be like, girl, you crazy if you think you can afford a $4 million home, or girl, you crazy if you think you can afford a 6-figure car, or girl, you crazy, or boy, you crazy. Like, those people, you gotta love them for who they are, for one, and accept that they are on the journey, that they are at a point in their lives where that's okay with them. They like that. Don't judge them, love them. And when you do that, you move forward and you know your worth and you know your value. And guys, I really thank you guys for listening. And I will see you guys next week on Sunflower Enlightenment Radio. And if you would like to be a co-host or a guest on my podcast show, which airs every Wednesday at 10 a.m., you can DM me at _sunflower1111_, or you can follow my business page at Sunflower Enlightenment and you can DM me on there, or you can reach out to me on via Facebook at Sunflower Enlightenment if you would like to, share stories about how you promote self-love within yourself and how you promote self-love around other people. And I just want to empower everyone to know their self-worth and not be afraid to embrace it and love it and embody it, and not be afraid to tell other people that you know your worth. And so, guys, also I do sell tea sets, and one that I'm really big on is ease and release, because we as a people hold on to so much baggage and so much stuff that spiritually we don't even know it. So I created this tea set to help us to physically let it go, because I've researched that when we write it down and we physically see it on paper and we release it and let it burn in fire, because fire is transformation and it's gonna turn everything around. It's like, what's the word? Transmute. It transmutes into positive things. Like, once you let that, something that's burdened and worrying you, and you let it go, you feel so much better. And if you want to get that tea set, right now it's $35, and you can get that at www.sunflowerenlightenment.com. And I'm sorry, guys, if you hear the rain. I'm outside in my car right now because it's very noisy in my house, so this is the only quiet place that I could talk. And just think of this rain and just listen to the sound of rain as a refreshing and a purifying state to know that you are worthy and you deserve everything that your heart desires if you're just willing to let go and allow and to have faith, to trust and believe, and the willpower to execute, and the free will to say yes or no, because everything is a choice. So if you choose good, you get good. But if you don't choose good, you stay stuck in a rut and you stay stagnant. So guys, everybody, make sure you listen and follow me on all social media platforms at Sunflower Enlightenment. And yeah, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Peace and blessings.